Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the V8 Veterans Split 4, brought to you by RaceKraft Simulations. I am John Van Ree. With me this evening, we've got Ross Watson and Mark Dial. How are we, gents?
Good. Ready for another broadcast?
Yeah.
Good, thanks.
Yeah, definitely going to be a very, very interesting night. Plenty to talk about. We'll get into some of that a bit later. Let's just say the Discord chat has been running hot. Anyway, we are at the one and only Barber Motorsport Park. It is a really tricky little circuit, beautifully designed, undulates really well, and has some very special, interesting art features if you had the chance to have a look around. And we start on the start-finish straight and head downhill into turn 1, where we then sweep up through turns 2 and 3. It is definitely one of the great rises up and down and around through the dip between 3, over the crest at 4. 4 is definitely looking to be an interesting corner, controlling the speed as you come over the crest, down the fast straightaway into the typical American 5A, 5B, otherwise known as the hairpin, everyone was calling it out as. Then we head up the hill through the not-so corner 6 and down the straightaway into turn 7, 7A, 7B, 8, 8A. It's like just keep adding them on. And we then head after that complex, very tricky though, as you come over the rise there into 7A. Very tricky complex. Out of 8A, we head up the hill through the fast chicane 9, 10, otherwise known as off-track city. And then we come out of 10, sweeping down through the dip through 11, up over the crest at 12, and then down through the dip again into 13, where we then come up around turn 14, 14A, and then we head back down the hill into 15, where we then come across the start-finish line again. Pretty fast little circuit. It's only about 1:25 to get around in. Definitely very challenging, very hard to pass. And when you've only got 1 tyre change and 2 compulsory pit stops to take, it is going to be a tough slog. That's all I'm going to say about that one.
About three strategies heading into the start. Depending on how I got off that line.
Yeah, definitely an absolute challenge in itself. And speaking of challenges, let's have a look at where the championship stands going into this race. And don't forget, we haven't got any drop rounds yet. And don't forget, we did have some fun and games last week with our race winner last week across the line, of course, was the one and only Luke Powell, but he had a 5-point post-race penalty, which dropped him back to second, which upset the masses and has created a interesting scenario where there will be an amendment made to the regs over the weekend, fixing up the points table. We've had to, instead of fixing up Sim Racer Hub, we're going to have to go the other way because we're already 5 seasons in across 4 splits. So, and everyone's used to seeing those points. It's already in there. But anyway, that'll all resolve itself. But the championship leader at the moment is Daniel Schaefer on 666. Is he in for a beast of a night? Marty Hughes on 632 is 34 points behind. Robert Baxter from CX2 sitting in third. A great effort from him, just ahead of Wilco in fourth. Phil Whiting in fifth. Darren Friend is in sixth. Adam Hughes in seventh. Lester Craig in eighth. And Carl Pickering in ninth. Pickering up in Gove tonight, so interesting to see how his temporary rig goes, whether it works for him or not. And then in 10th, of course, we've got KO Billow doing very well, just in front of Jeff Eddy. So, of course, no drop rounds come into play yet. We'll start to see them come in definitely when we get a bit closer to the finish, but not this week. We don't have any on that list at the moment. And, of course, this place is pretty special in itself. As I said, there's plenty of things to see and do around here if you're keeping your eyes open. And I reckon we're going to be in for a very interesting grid as well. So let's take a look at the grid as these boys start getting ready to race. And we will bring the grid up and have a look at it. And on pole, not surprisingly, is Luke Powell with a 1:25.952. A great time from him. 4/10 in front of the rookie Nathan Cadman from Passion Sim Racing. That is a fair effort from him. Ross Watson finds himself on the second row for Misfits with Brad Grant from Team AJR. That was a great one from Brad. Very, very great to see him so far up the order. Vaughan Robinson sitting in fifth. And then, of course, in sixth from Tulip Racing, we have Nathan Favaro. In seventh, we have Philip Whiting. And then Rob Baxter, always knocking in the top 10. Great to see him there doing very, very well. And then in 9th spot on the 5th row, we had Shane Patterson from Nova Sim Sports lining up alongside Tommy DeWitt from WKMP back into the top 10. Looks like he's got those rear of grid and poor qualifying finally out of the way. Bruce Galloway with a great effort as well. Good to see him up in 11th, lines up alongside Braden O'Loughlin. Over the page. Why is that not working? It's definitely having some fun. There. Let me just go back. Hang on. We'll go bang. We'll go bang. We'll go over the page. Over the page, Jeff Sanford from Player One sitting in 13th, lining up alongside our good friend Darren Freer. And 15th is Daniel Schaefer, the man leading the series. So he's a fair way back with a bit of work to do. Lines up alongside Shadow Racing rookie Lester Craig. Carl Pickering calling in from Gove, sitting in 17th alongside David Leslie, another one of our privateers. 19th is Jeff Eddy from Team AJR. Go ahead, buy the Harley, boys. Your wife said it's okay. Dave Holly from Player One is in 20th, and Adam Hughes from Gamma Flare Esports in 21st, lines up alongside some other Muppet. In 23rd, Anita Buckland from Old Mates and Sons lines up alongside Pete Wilkinson from Locked On Lads. And over the page, Simon Pitt from Southern Cross Racing in 25th. 26th is Doug Wright from Old Mates and Sons. 27th is Matthew Fu from Apex Esports. 28th is Darren Friend from Old Mates and Sons as well. Greg Shelton, my favourite Dutchman from Mustangs North Queensland, lines up alongside Kevin O'Neill from We Race. 31st is Gunther von Nordschleife from WKMP Sim Sports. Somebody called going through turn 2 and 3, the carousel last night, and he actually got excited about it. So I'm a bit worried. I'm very, very worried about him, actually. In 32nd, Sean Slater from Henry James Racing. Phil Marsh in 33rd from PJM. David Baldock in 34th from Dave 37 Racing, WKMP. Now, keep an eye on this fella, on him tonight, guys. He is a Pro Series quality driver. Just letting everybody know that. He is someone to keep an eye on. He is definitely pro quality. Just note that. 35th is Tim Hall from Player One Racing. 36th is Pete Morris from Fishy Motorsports. And over the page, we have Marty Hughes from Pacific Esports Racing. So Marty, a long way back. So I'm not sure what happened with Marty last night. That was a bit of an interesting one, that one. 38th, Darren Vermey from 1MLT. David Logstar from Team AJR in 39th. 40th is Craig Rose from Quantum Racing. Daryl Callahan was a pit lane start. Alex Kiddis just popped in to say hello, tell us how great we are. Travis was our race control. Lucas Burt was our safety car driver. Lucas Neal is the other race control. Darren Walden didn't set a time. Jim Vermey didn't set a time. And Glenn Wilbo didn't set a time. That is definitely where we sit at the moment. A very interesting grid. As we will click over some, get organised and get my eyes on what I need to look up there. I'm going to
have a lap from Cadsy.
Cadsy did well. Like, somebody's just typed in the chat there, early commentators curse. Well, I did talk Cadsy up last week, so and he's done well. He's come out and gone bang. So hats off to Nathan.
I was in the chat with him last night too. So.
Oh, do you? That's a worry. Oh, don't let any cats out of the bag. Righto. So let me just get myself adjusted and organised. And we are just about ready to hit the ground rolling here. And to steal the thunder, we've hit that one. Yep, we've hit that one. Righto. We light them up. I'm just trying to work out whether the blimp might be the spot to start. It's my only one at the moment.
Yeah, I reckon it would.
We're going to go the blimp. And let's start the blimp. Let's get this race happening. Holding him for a long time, and we're away. Great start from Nathan. Gets the jump. Powell very slow.
Check Grant.
And let's drop back a little bit. Keep an eye on one out wide. Definitely a few up at the top there in the back. So definitely some carnage. Pity involved. Still going. It's Brad Grant has come out, the man in front.
Nice start. Yeah, he got off the line real well. Left us all sitting there.
And just jump back down on the front. So yeah, Brad doing very well.
Look at the wide here.
Ooh. A little wide there.
Yep. Yeah, I was sitting in behind going, oh, I could be in here.
So Brad Grant. So whoever had that number in the Chook raffle to be leading lap 1, congratulations.
By 1.7 seconds too.
Oh, I know, absolutely good. Luke Powell sitting back in there trying to get himself composed. Oh, Brad doing really well here.
Yeah, he gapped us. Kadsy had to reset himself. He had a bit of a whoops coming out of the last corner.
Yeah.
Luckily enough, he had a teammate, so there was he gave him a bit of space to get back on track. I think.
Robinson here in a bit of a battle. What happened in turn 2? We did try to show that from the blimp. So much was happening in turn 1 and 2, lap 1. I think a certain Peter Morris might have been involved in a bit of a fracas in there as well. Vaughan Robinson here doing quite well. So a few battles about the place at the moment. Tommy DeWitt tucked in behind him. Bruce Galloway doing quite good. So lap 3 underway. Might just go back here, have a bit of a look. So Bulldog's doing relatively well.
See the AJR boys in the chat and back in there, man.
Oh, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
There's a few battles everywhere around the pack at the moment. Just going to drop back in with Rob Baxter for a second. He has Vaughan Robertson tucked up behind him. Jump back on with Dave Baldock.
Going to be the pass.
Oh
no!
Oi!
Oi!
Is that the bonnet inside the car?
Yes,
I think it is.
Oh, I think he's decapitated himself.
Yeah,
We need to call a medic. Medic. We need a medic. So just whoever didn't have Pato's number at turn 1, they had Baldock's number at lap 3, turn 9. So this is a 4-lap wait to get towed here as well, unfortunately. But we'll go back to where the real action is. Up front. So Brad's still holding off Luke.
That's fast enough.
I know how Bulldog feels. I think I had that at Mid-Ohio and it stuck in there for quite a while before it actually come loose and flipped out the back window.
He's definitely in a bit of trouble. I've just missed that one, I think. Maybe not. Lap 4. Where's Wilco? He's down the back here somewhere. I think Greg. Lap 5. Yeah, I've missed something there. My bad. Too much action everywhere at the moment. Oh, Brad. You can't stay in front of Luke that way. Oh. Puts power back in front. Whiting sneaks through as well. Commentator curse resulting in death. Is that murder or manslaughter?
Allegedly.
That's gold. Allegedly, yeah. So a couple other moves, Adam Hughes. I don't have my own name here. It's a good little battle going on here.
This was a very interesting corner.
Yeah.
Even the split one race that was last night was interesting there. It was interesting in our race as well.
An angry looking pack.
It was a very angry pack.
By the look of it, you're all backed up from that number 2 guy.
Oh, so one went wide. Nighty night. Oh, get in there, Pico. No. Tries the overrun, that doesn't work.
So unfill the mirrors.
Oh. It was a great little battle with this group. Well, it was probably the first 10 laps are probably some of the most enjoyable driving I've done for a while.
Yeah, it's not bad when you get around a group of guys you're used to racing with too. A lot of respect them.
We better drop back up. Check out you're getting on, Ross, sitting in P2, mate.
Yeah, old Nathan was hustling me quite a bit. God, that's a sexy livery, isn't it?
Oh, it looks a bit like a misfit to me. Lukey out the 4 seconds already here. So Favero and Cadman tucked in behind. Cadman down 2 spots. Favero up 3.
Old Luke was already starting to chase down split 3, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely in there. He's off. Tommy DeWitt just getting himself up 30. Darryl Callahan up 29 spots at this stage.
Yeah, movers and shakers. Yeah.
That's a hell of a start for 6 laps or 7 laps. So, what were the thoughts, guys, on tyres? Go long, do an early stop when the tank was empty, and plug a bit longer and then do the second stop for tyres? or do tyres and fuel early and then just do a quick dump and run at the end?
My original thought was going early, but then I ended up where I was at and just basically fired Luke. And was going to do tyres second stint, but ended up doing the first stint.
Yep.
Yeah, I went in early and just took fuel, let tyres. The tyres are going to cool down a bit anyway.
In the stop, yeah.
In the stop, so yeah, went late.
That's why I took them first. I ran my fuel out, and then took tyres, and then just basically just needed a short fill at the end.
But the biggest thing I was thinking was, safety car's going to come out some stage, and
I'd figures and
toes
toes
are pretty hit.
So the other thing too was you just didn't know who, when you did get to the last 10 laps, you didn't know who took tyres early and who took tyres late.
Yeah.
So you just didn't know who you were playing with. It was really interesting. Buy more. Buy a friend if you want, Pato. Okay, so like safety car, yeah, SG on the money as well. That was the original thought. And Darryl doing well here.
He's hustling.
These boys are moving. Let's head down lap 9. Tommy DeWitt tagging into the back here as well. Hey, hangs on. Jeff doing well in front of these boys. And Rob Baxter in the chat as well. Of course, the CXT boys coming out and announcing that the Brisbane Liverboard Fish and Reefs Day reality fishing charters have come on board as a sponsor of the team. Apparently Pete and Rob, or more Pete, have been very big supporters of reality fishing charters, and reality fishing charters are now supporting them, which is great to see. Great to see the boys getting themselves a nice sponsor for the team as well. Of course, great job done by RF Graphics as well on their new livery.
Yep, he was pushing that one last night in the chat.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bloody
anything to do with Rob's, results of the past season.
sounds like a good week.
Oi, big dive, contact! Sanford!
No.
Oh, not a good spot to be sitting. Not a good spot to be sitting at all.
Especially if the field.
He's still in there. Oh, someone else has spun as well. He's taken a sympathy vote out with him. Looks like it might be Morris or Galloway, not 100% sure which one. Sanford gets himself going, and Watson, Favero and Cadman in tight contest as well now behind you. They're starting to line up a little bit.
Yep, they definitely were. Boys definitely had some speed. But it's a hard track to pass on.
Definitely is a difficult circuit.
say most of the boys with the blue flags last night were pretty good for us anyway.
Don't worry, Jeff. I felt your pain when I went past. Mr. Pickering.
He also waved out the window to say thanks for the spot.
Maybe, maybe not. Had a good little battle with Pico last night as well. She went left, she went left, she went right. And Pico went past.
It's a new line.
Yours is Marsha getting out of the way. Yes, in the chat, the boys talking about the truck dropping off the scrap metal on the M1 like this morning. That would have been a great little surprise driving to work.
Actually, he saw the middle finger at the window.
The gentleman's wave.
Where else we got a good little battle happening? On this one, Adam Hughes. He's still under a bit of pressure from Tommy DeWitt. Made some minor amendments to his livery this afternoon. We'll have to keep an eye out for that next week. And Tommy. A bit of pressure here, Ross.
No, yeah. Problem is, most people get in a trance when they see my car, so it wasn't too worried. I know these boys. I knew I was holding these boys up. But
Well, lap 13 is first third split, so it'd be interesting to see whether anyone comes in. And of course, you get about 17 laps out of your tank, though. The reason why we got Nathan Cadman on, gotta love the helmet. Semperfi, of course, yesterday, the anniversary of the passing of the great Ayrton Senna.
he did it well.
Of course, have a bit of funny, why not? Only the cool kids have a Senna helmet.
Maybe a mistake coming up when they're going 3-2 in the second.
Has Watto been drug tested yet? We did do a bit of testing on Watto, and it turns out he's been breathing pure New Zealand oxygen. Oh, he's having a look. He's having a look. He's got you, Watto.
Yeah, he sure did.
Could have made it harder for him.
Too early in the race for that.
All right, Cadman will make it harder for you.
Actually didn't realise how good looking my livery was. Look at that. I've never seen the rear of it. No, Nathan was fast last night. They had both Nathans were actually.
You're in a Nathan sandwich at the moment.
Yeah, I was feeling kind of uncomfortable. Was that two of the PSR boys backed up behind me as well?
Yep, Phil in the battle there as well. Lachlan, the first one to throw the dice into the pit lane. Interesting. Let's go back, check out that DeWitt Hughes battle. So they're still battling quite well. Darren Freer sitting in 8th. He's doing quite good as well. Can't rule that out from Darren. He'd be pretty chuffed with that.
Bloody hell, Darryl's up 34. 15 laps. What a start.
Don't worry, SG. They're stopping burning that brown stuff in your valley, mate. It'll be clean soon. Let's go back. Dave Holly, Greg Shelton having a bit of a battle here as well. It's like Greg's missing the front end of the car. There's a few little battles around the place. Tim Vermey, David Leslie in the pits now. Sean Slater, he's been in there for a few laps. This is a good little battle here with Darren Walden as well. Pato getting in the thick of it.
Oh.
Behind these boys. Here we go. Pato comes through, picks up a spot.
Let's go.
Let's go, Pato. Of course, one of the ones to get that early stop out of the way. Great to see Marty again. A few boys getting themselves going again. Brad Grant. Got O'Loughlin behind him. They're nearly at half race distance. Great little battle here on the Friday night Chook Raffle. So Favero, Watson, Cadman, Whiting into the lane. So we're starting to see the big dogs come in. Really sucks, people. In turn 5A. Turn 5A is iconic on this track. I actually think 5B is the iconic corner of this circuit. Not to be confused though, 7A is up there, and I think 14A is just overrated. And I mean, 5C could be iconic, but I think it's just inferior to 5A. That's my opinion. Anita Buckland in the lane, Watson, Whiting, Baxter, DeWitt, Hughes. They're starting to see a few of them roll in now. Luke Powell, though, he's still running out in front. G'day, Marty Hughes, how are you? This is definitely running along. And
in the lane he comes.
In the lane, yep, he is in. Callahan stays out at the moment. Does he come in as well? Tucked up behind Timmy Hall, gets past the lap traffic. No point saying hello to Marty Pato. He can't read. Hughes he can, but Marty probably can't.
Daryl would.
Okay, what does he do? Still behind me. Great little battle. We both come into the lane together here. See where the strat works out. So Freya heads around the track, gets the +1. I was wondering who was going to get it. Robinson tucked up behind. Getting a bit of air time up front of these two. Still a few to pit, not many. Simon Pitt trying to go a bit longer. Yeah, the male model from Leeton, Freya, out in front of the race at the moment. Robinson having a cracking look here as well.
Did these two pit early, did they?
No, I haven't pitted yet. Might be time to actually chuck that on the wall. Pit laps. There we go. We'll chuck that on the wall so people can see. That is great fuel saving. Expect these two to dive in now.
Oh, yes. Good gain in time right there.
And heading in. They might go back. There's a good battle here still, though. Lachlan Grant, these boys, all the way back to Schaefer. Howe going to resume his position. So definitely driving well. Might just go a bit further back. Glenn Wilbo. He is putting the pressure on Dave Holly. Of course, question asked in the chat. This is, I think, only the second time we have been at Barber.
That is a good track.
It is a good track. I think the first time we were at Barber, though, I think it was a time when we used to do the pre-qual races.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, so I think we've been here a couple of times, actually. I think we've been here twice. So in season 1, we were at Barber when Stephen Varga won, and season 5 we were here, and season 11 was the last time we were here. So it's been a long time between drinks at Barber. Of course, previous winners at this place: Stephen Varga, Brenton Niski, Travis Hunt, Dave Garbutt, Matty Vanderkran, Luke Powell. Dave Garbutt won split 3 in season 11. Travis Hunt split 2. Niski was split 1. Season 1 and season 5 were Varga. The over 50s, Vanderkran. So Vanderkran gets a credit for a win here. So really only been here season 1, 5, 11 and 23. So there's go. Getting all of the history out and the stats. So might just jump on with Vaughan. And a great little trunk here. Just going to check on Callahan in the middle of this battle as well.
Up 28. Doing well.
Doing very well. What happened to Brett? And whilst Yeah, been a long while since he was in split 2. So Callahan here having a look. Oh!
Good racing from the. There's a bit of.
And into the fence. Gets himself cleaned up and going again. A few boys roll through.
Not much damage by the look of it.
Not much. Good little battle here with Friendy. Both pitted on lap 17. You're in the chat, Friendy. Did you take tyres at that stop? Maybe look at Bulldog. Yeah, we'll have a quick look. He is 4 laps behind, unfortunately. He had a early incident on lap 4 where he decapitated himself. But
He must have some good surgeons.
must have. It's a big head to put back on.
Boys are paying the safety crew too well.
Yep.
I can supply him a horse head.
So a few big movers at the moment. So Callahan's still up 21. Wilbo is up 31 spots after that first stop. So that is a great drive from Glenn so far. Nicely done. So a few movers and shakers in the pack. Pickering, he's still running. He will have a disco at some stage. Fortunately, the little hamster out at Go stopped running. And so he's out there. Can you imagine being out there as a FIFO in a donga, driving on a temporary rig? That just shows the dedication and how badly people want to race, want to be here.
That's freaking awesome.
It is. It's almost like dialing in from over the ditch.
Hey, at least we got past internet over here.
Let's jump back up the front. Cadman and Favero going toe to toe. Your handout horse heads like lollies. Every week it's a horse head. I know.
Yeah. Gets he's on him here.
He's on him, all right. There he is. Now's the sun coming down into turn 7. Who's going to get him here? No.
He rolls out. Yeah. I'm sitting behind these two about 3.5 seconds, getting closer, going, yeah, boy, come in. You two keep pedaling. There's no way we're catching Luke, he's gone.
Yeah. Cadman here doing very well. Chose the nose, tucks back in behind.
Sorry.
Yeah, Pato.
Yeah.
Another good little battle back here. Wilbo friend. Matty Fu in the back of this as well.
So what were you thinking about for your second stop? Roughly what lap?
I was thinking next lap. After next lap, 25, 26, come in. I had just enough fuel to do tyres. And then come home with a good set. 15 laps with a good set of tyres. I thought if everyone had done their tyres earlier on 17, about a 10 lap delta, hopefully would have made a difference in the last 5 laps, 6 laps.
Yeah, I was a bit worried about that taking tyres first stint round, or first stop.
That's what I was thinking. Then about to see what happens. A little bit of a whoopsie. Allowed someone through.
Yeah, Mr. Wilson's right and the Chevy sound damn good. Wait till the Toyota comes on.
Yeah. Looking forward to that, actually.
Yes, I want.
In next lap was my call. And in end of this lap. Yeah. Alright, Freddy's apologised. All good. It probably hurt more because that was like the third hit I'd got on during the evening, which was trickled me over the points. So anyway, there's Matty Foo's going to get through here.
I'm not much for green wheels, but it actually suits that car.
It does, doesn't it? Great little battle with these guys. Favero Whiting. So a few other boys thinking the same way I was. Diving in.
Me and Kadsy went another lap, I think.
You kind of got to react to the others, don't you?
Yeah.
You'd have to at this stage. There it was, Daz. I didn't have the incident points, I wouldn't have been upset. Let's have a look. Yeah, so Rob Baxter sitting back in fourth here. He's lurking. Lurking like a big fishing boat.
He was definitely looking with intent because I was watching.
In fact, he's driving a fishing boat now. It might explain some of the braking methods he uses. It's a great opportunity, great sponsor. The boys should be pretty proud of that.
Yeah, definitely.
So Cadman and Watson in now. The battle's all down the lane. So we've got... I don't do stops, pit times. I can't do those. Yeah, I'm not going to show those. So I can tell you now, Nathan Cadman and Ross Watson are the first of the two. Favero was the other that had done two. And then we go all the way back down to Dave Holly and Jeff Eddy when we signed 2 stops.
I'll give you a bit of inside information. I jumped Kadsy here.
Oh, you're about to roll out? And yes, you have.
he gave me the big yip.
Let me have a little bit of a look-ski. Yeah, you stopped for 13, he stopped for 17, so probably should have had a look at what the times were after the first stop.
Yeah, no. I took more on in the first stop. What I didn't realise is he did not take tyres first stop, so...
Yeah.
He took his tyres on the second stop, I took mine on the first.
So, Luke Powell still out in front from Rob Baxter. Still got to stop. Tommy DeWitt in third. He's got to stop. Brad Grant still has to stop. Schaefer.
Because Favera stopped before us too, so we were expecting him to pop out right next to us, or
Yep, DeWitt's in. Lachlan.
maybe right in front of us.
Well, see, his stop was 20 seconds. So he's obviously taken on a lot of fuel.
He must. Yeah, it did look like he short-filled in that first stop.
Yeah, so that's where it sort of balances around and comes back at you. Sure, it's chrome, Scotty. It wasn't rust. Be plenty of that up at Elliott too. So waiting for the leaders coming. Grant's gone a long way, stopping on lap 5. Did a 26-second stop back then, so that was a big thirsty drink.
Mm.
Hit the wall, Nathan Farrer hit the wall. On entry.
Oh,
yeah, that wouldn't help.
Yeah, there's a bit of chat going on about here. I don't know if it's the green and white or the green and black, but damn, it's a good looking car.
No worries, Scotty. The boys are at William Creek tonight and they're looking for the vet's cap. Plenty of water out that way too at the moment.
Yeah, so good.
Very composed. He's not overdriving the car at this stage.
Guy in front of him is a bit. 14-year-old tyres.
Friendy and O'Neill in the lane.
Definitely see that new tyre bite.
Galloway Lachlan, a bit of a battle here. Bizarre. Oh, Pato.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Let's go. Tommy DeWitt, he's going to stay out. Galloway, Pato are in. So at the moment, we've still got Luke Powell out, has to stop. He's in the lane. Here comes Robbie Baxter. Some say the better looking Baxter. That some didn't include Pete. Ross Watson. So these two are the leaders. So let's see. Powell should come out. Baxter's the one we've got to watch. See where he comes out when he goes in. Freya still running around. Remember, Freya did the late stop on lap 18.
Terrible. 35.
They're up 35 spots, yeah. He's still got to do his second stop as well.
And he's on the Kiwi buzz.
He's on the Kiwi, all right. It was actually the Harker, Pato, I believe. couldn't help myself. I don't think he's got time to be singing anything at the moment, but anyway. He has Nathan Cadman all over him.
Yeah, no, he was awesome.
All over him like an All Black on a football.
Good.
Red Fisher, Baxter and Uncharted Borders. Reality Charters, I know where they're going, Brett, don't worry. Can confirm that one, Scotty. Richie Barella sat in the #1 role on Wednesday night. Did a good job. I think we've got some more announcements to come on that one before next round, but anyway. Oh, Callahan slips up the inside there and free up.
Another spot.
Yep. Up 37 in fourth, but still has to make another stop. Freya's got to make another stop. These boys going very deep. Lap 32, only 7 to go. 9 to go. Helps if I can count.
Hey, well, all you need is Velcro, mate.
Let's go back a little bit. Marty Hughes, he's up 16 spots. Tucked up behind Bruce Galloway.
Like a bald eagle or?
So where we sit at the moment, running down the board, Callahan, Freya are the only 2 drivers yet to make a stop. Their final CPS, so...
Yeah, leaving it late.
Freya under pressure now from Phil Whiting. So Darren, of course, pit on lap 18, Whiting on 25. So these tyres will be a bit old.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in. He's in.
He's in.
So it just leaves Callahan out there. Anyway, we'll look for another battle to look at. We'll go back up the front here because this is getting exciting. Cadman is pushing very hard for P2.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about P1, that's 20 seconds up the road. To be expected from Powell.
Hey, I should have shut down there.
Tell you what, Powell's going to come under a lot of question when it comes to the pub test for Split 3 next season. And Cadman is through. Cadman has got him. Watson is shuffled back. I'm suspicious of the guy discovered where cow's milk comes from. And Cadman is gone. He's left you already by 7/10 here. What's going on, Ross?
Yep.
Wheels falling off.
Yeah, a little bit. At this stage, I still thought we were on the same tyre because the agreement was we were changing tyres first stop.
Ah. So you did, he didn't. Yeah. Well played, Nathan. Well played.
Yeah, no, yeah. I said to him after the race, well done, mate. Well done.
He's definitely doing very well. Called this one last week. Matty Fu, he's up 14 spots in 13th. Tucked up behind Braden O'Loughlin. Wilbo up 34 spots in 14th.
Good.
A great try from Glenn. Of course, one of the unlucky ones last week. So, Lester Craig, he's in 16th where he started. Putting a lot of pressure on Dave Holly.
Once I knew Cadsy was gone, I was starting to just watch the relative on or Daryl catching me.
He's got Favero keeping him honest. But he's still got to make a stop. Last stopped on lap 17.
Few laps a few lap cards in between too, so I was quite happy with that.
Leicester's done well to come back from jumping the start, so I had to take his penalty there. Oh, went back to the back of the grid.
Yep. Oh, well done.
Great recovery. Even Dave Holly honest here.
Oh, Cadsy's just joined the chat. Cadsy, where you been, mate?
Going to keep a bit of an eye on. Go back on for Vero. Doing quite well. Another good little battle back here. Of course, we've had that with Lester Craig. Vaughan battle down the back. Vaughan Robinson qualified well. He's back down in 25th at the moment. Battling away with Pete Morris from Fishy.
He's doing well, up 12.
Yeah, it looks like he's under a bit of pressure though. Dave Holly, these guys getting very close now as well. That was down to 16th of a second.
What about that? Up 34, go on.
Gonna go back up to that Favero battle. We'll look through the pack.
He's hunting down Daryl. What's he made a second stop?
No, it hasn't. Hopefully not caught up in the battle. Still has that in the back of his mind. Time for a beer. Absolutely, Nathan. Always time for a beer when you're watching the Friday night Chook raffle. I think Luke could pit again if he wanted to. 24 seconds would probably be enough to get the job done and get back out again. Bruce Galloway's got a roadblock in front of him. Wonder who that could be. Where's Bruce? Don't know who that driver is. That doesn't look like a roadblock. It's like a sexy beast.
Look, alright, it was a Camaro. It'll look good as a Toyota, I'll tell you.
There is a Camaro version of that actually running around in Split 1, just saying.
I can't even keep up with Luke.
Mr. Stone Street. So obviously, maybe what you're saying is if I was racing if Camaro, I'd be in split one. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you've only got one, haven't you? We won't go down the carriage yet.
That's a big shout out to Troy. I'm watching as well. Don't worry, Bruce. It was a great battle at the end. Go, cool looking flamingo. Absolutely. Rather annoyed with the Gen 3 car because we used to have the flamingo on the Gen 2 in the rear window. And we haven't been able to work out how to get the alpha channels to work yet at the rear window yet. Tucked up behind Darrell. Still got to stop though. He's only stopped on lap 17. Lap 39 is the penultimate lap, so expect him in this time. Otherwise, the stewards might have something to say about the final result.
Nope. Can't put. What's that in the background?
I don't know. Who's in the background? Don't want to know. And I got a feeling stewards might have something to say about the final result there for P4. But anyway, we'll worry about that with the stewards. Jump on with this bloke. He is
miles ahead.
Looking very balanced. In that great looking livery. As he comes up past the rock man. Done very well. I might just go back to the Favero Whiting battle. Right up in his grill.
Oh.
More grass there, so absolutely just lost the plot a little bit there. Poor old Nathan. Got to have a crack though. Luke Powell now on his final lap. Name's Luke and he's from Tasmania. What do you expect? Of course, racing for M1. Need to buy a car in Brizzy. Go check out the lads at M1. They will look after you very, very much. As he has done absolutely brilliantly.
Yeah, clean set of heels on that boy.
Great job. Great finish for Luke. Nathan Cadman. Cadsy. Wearing the centre helmet, of course, on the 1st of May. What a great tribute to the great man to come home in P2. Gets himself an awesome result. Ross Watson going to come home in P3. Another great result.
Needed.
Callahan, we've got to confirm whether that's P4. Only has one stop on the books in my unofficial SDK, but we'll see what happens there when the race sheets come out. Phil Whiting up in 5th, Nathan Favero, Robbie Baxter brings it home in 7th, up 1 spot.
Not bad for a boat.
Brad Grant, he's going to bring it home in 8th. That's a good drive as well from him. Tommy DeWitt back in the top 10. Been a long time coming, but he's there. Schaefer and Matty Fu. This is going to go down to the line. Schaefer, the man leading the series based off the spreadsheet when we first started. He gets the top 10 from Fu. Darren Freer up 2 spots in 12th. Great drive from him. How about this bloke, though? Up 35 spots into 13th. That is a great recovery drive. And O'Loughlin in 14th. 15th was Lester Craig. Marty Hughes in 16. 17, Dave Holly. Jeff Eddy in 18th. Anyone's in the showroom listening to this broadcast, your wife said it's okay to buy the bike. Darren Friend in 19th. Great drive from Friendy. And Pat O'Home in 20th. Doug Wright in 21st. That is our finishing order, boys. And let me just go back a few laps here and give us something to talk to. And we might start, of course, doing our podium places. Luke Powell, he has done it again. Great drive. Wasn't happy about last week's results, but has come back for the W this week. Great to see the redemption from the boy. Definitely driving well above the class of the field here, but definitely does deserve a P1 against his name. I know he'd like to thank Pecky Performance and Dino Tune. Like to thank the boys at M1 Car Sales. And he'd like to thank the rest of his teammates at M1 Racing. Great bunch of blokes over there. I highly recommend you say good day to them. And well and truly now on the way, I think, to claiming a championship here with 5 races in the books. Do believe may have some work commitment issues that could affect the championship, but we'll wait and see how that plays out as we'll roll into the bloke in P2. Watto, I think you've got some words to say there.
Yeah, mate. So the boys at PSA, I'd like to thank Safety First Tauranga. So any safety equipment you need in New Zealand, you can get hold of those boys. And, of course, Stanmore Road Auto Parts, a couple of their major sponsors.
Not too easy. And I'd like to thank the rest of his teammates as well, in particular the one and only Phil Whiting, who has been a beacon for Passion Sim Racing in Split 4 over the last couple of seasons. Now, the bloke in P3, we're not going to talk to him. We'll just move on. We haven't got time.
that bloke's still going to put one out for Festive Foods, PJ Panel and Paint, and Advanced Tyres, and don't forget Sim Blacks, also one of our sponsors.
Absolutely. Good drive, mate. You should be pretty proud of that one. Great to see you back up on the podium. Been a long time between drinks.
On a personal note, I'd like to thank Pato. He's really helped me out getting my shit sorted. So cheers for that, Pato.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think we've got to turn Pato. I think we've got to make Pato the mascot of Split 4. I think if you don't like Pato in Split 4, yeah, I don't think he should be in Split 4. And I don't know. I think somebody missed the memo that I sent out earlier in the week. I think he got missed in turn 1. He did it himself. So, yeah, just keep an eye on your inboxes, boys. As I said, it is the Chook Raffle. The number will come out later and I will send it to you. And just keep an eye on where he is in turn 1. That's all I'm going to say. Conspiracy. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Intriguing. Righto. We have one other job to do, boys. Of course, that is the one and only drive of the day for Chubby Buns Burgers.
If it ain't the Misfit Carts, sure as hell got to be Wilbur.
Yeah, I'm thinking that way. What about you, Mark?
Yeah. 35 places is a good.
I think it's a great comeback from a guy that battles mid-pack and then to get himself up towards the pointier end of the pack. I think he's done really well. So I think that is a fitting drive. And, of course, Caps looks good too. That is a fitting drive and great typing. That is a fitting drive for Glenn. I think he should be pretty proud of himself. And I think
Yeah,
the
well done, man.
boys at Omen Racing would be pretty proud of getting that title as well. And that is absolutely awesome in itself. Let's wait for the screen to get a little bit closer. Closer. There we go. There's the screen cap. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. We have to have a quick look, of course. Another quick tab. And have a quick look as well. How does the championship look now after that one? And we click over the way, and then we go into one drop round being counted. So Lukey Power now goes straight to the top of the board. Phil Whiting knocks into P2. Favreau, the rookie, in P3. Schaefer shuffles back to 4. Baxter in 5th. Marty Hughes in 6th. Watson is in the top 10 in 7th.
Here I come.
Braden O'Loughlin in 8th. 9th is Lester Craig. 10th is Phil Wilkinson. Tommy DeWitt moves into 11th. Of course, a couple of hard knocks in those first couple of rounds for DeWitt, so he now cleans one of them up. Darren Friend in 12th. Hughesy in 13th. That's Adam. Jeff Eddy. If your wife's in the showroom, if you're in the showroom, your wife said it's okay to buy the bike. Nathan Cadman in 15th. Carl Pickering 16th. Equal 16th with Jeff Sanford. And then KO, who was absent tonight, in 18th, leveling with Pato. Pato, he keeps telling me I'm no good, I'm rubbish. I keep taken out, but he's still in front of me. So it's like, come on. And then
he's pushing you towards the front, so you can't be that bad.
Darren Freer in 22nd, Doug Wright in 23rd, Pete Morris 24th, Bruce Galloway 25th. So some good, consistent middle guys running in the middle of the pack, getting some good points there as well. So definitely still a long way to go, another drop round to be counted. And we get now to having a talk about where we're going to be next week. And, of course, we are at Winton in northeast Victoria, back on Australian soil. And I can confirm, after one set of tyres and doing something different, it will be as per the regs. There will be no rain, there'll be no warm tracks, no one tyre sets. It'll be as per the regs. So that's what we're sticking with, and we'll stick with that until further notice. Make sure you read the sup regs.
Definitely.
I keep telling everybody that. Make sure you read the sup regs. It's like a broken record. And then the other side of the coin as well, while I'm talking about things, is definitely make sure you read the stewards' reports or race control reports when they come out. So when the race control reports come out, read them. If you're not happy with them, put in a race control ticket. I think Darryl was saying that he towed because the track, he didn't press anything. He was forced to, it just towed itself for whatever reason, sent him back to the pits. If that was the case, we could have worked it out during the week and potentially revoked the penalty that he had for him with the pit lane start, rear grid start. So if you do have an issue with what's on the race control report, please put a ticket in so the race control boys can have a look at it and go through it. And also, you've got that 30 minutes after the race to go into the race control waiting room and talk to the boys as well. Highly recommend, or not highly recommend, the rules now state you got to get in there in those first 15 minutes. So if you're not happy with a decision and you want to talk to them or you want clarification on a decision, go have a chat to them. And then you might be able to get a little bit of an insight on what had happened and why. So definitely...
Yeah. The boys that help me out that way too.
Yep.
They do know what they're doing in there.
Yeah, so definitely worth going in and having a talk if you're not sure what's going on for some of you new guys. Winton will be fun. And then, of course, after Winton, we then run into the back part of the season, which will have some very exciting tracks in it, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, me too. The money section.
Yeah, the money section, exactly. We also have then 200 Ks at Winton, of course, and we've got 150 Ks at MoTorSport. Now, that is an absolutely belter of a track. That'll be awesome. Then we go from that to what will be our first, hopefully, Enduro. And I will confirm it will be a twilight start. So I can't guarantee it will be an early morning track temperature. It will be an afternoon track temperature. It will be a twilight start and we'll be finishing at night. So just giving everyone a heads up for round 8. Round 9, Interlagos.
Love the track.
Sao Paulo.
Yeah, I quite like it.
So, of course, we're talking about the Great Ayrton Centre. What's one of the things you identify with Interlagos, apart from it being connection between two lakes? Hang on, what was that?
Rain.
No.
Rain. And the wind that I got there.
And the wind that you got there. Oh, well, that's it. No rain, no winds. We'll scrap that. And then round 10. So, of course, round 10, now it's all been shuffled back. So round 10 will be the 5th to the 6th at Virginia International Raceway. It'll be 200 Ks on the full circuit. So that will be a cracker as well. Now, the other thing I will say, guys, because we have shuffled everything back a round, and it will be a case of a very quick turnaround again between seasons like it was the season just gone. So keep an eye on the ground. Like I said, round 5 is gone. Round 6, it's usually about round 8 when we start putting out for Red J for next season. Hard to believe I'm talking about it already, but it's only 3 weeks away. So definitely, guys, hit the ground running on that one real quick when we get it up and running. The quicker we can get all that squared away, the quicker and easier it will be for the admin team or the management team. I'll say admin and management committee group to get everything squared away and sorted for next season. Because don't forget, there will be new drivers coming in. There will be pre-qual again. There will be promotion and relegation, same as what we had this season. So there's a lot of things happening in the background that already starting to think. I know that an agenda's already been written up by the committee going forward to what they're looking for. A couple of good suggestions or a couple of interesting suggestions thrown up in the feedback channel, which have been noted for the agenda for our next meeting as well. So plenty of things to be talked about, plenty of things happening. I'm just going to finish off, and if I'm saying something wrong, speak up in the chat or speak up anywhere else. But I'm just going to finish off by saying, yes, we did the one tyre change or 2 sets of tyres. Yes, it was a change. It's not a major change. It is a small change that we did. Vets is not about major change. We've got a winning formula that works and we use that formula well, but we do have to do minor tweaks here and there, and rain is one of those things that has brought in a minor tweak. The Gen 3 car has brought in a tweak. It's not the same as a Gen 2 car in terms of being able to pass people, in terms of how to driving it. So, we're trying a couple of little extra things here and there just to mix up the strategy. So it's not just as simple as plugging in, this is my fuel burn, put it in the spreadsheet. This is what we start with. This is what the tank capacity is. Plug it all in the spreadsheet. There's all my answers. We're trying to make it so that you guys have got to think a little bit and have a little bit of a strategy to how you're going to tackle it. And then, be able to roll with it when it happens. And that's pretty well much what we need to be able to do. It's just, it is something that we've got to be able to do a little bit of a mix up, a little bit of a change, do a few things different. It's like we're nearly 2 seasons now with rain. I know most people have done rain in other races and other events. And I was actually quite keen to try and do it for Winton, but I've pulled the trigger on that to say no after all the backlash from the one tyre set and people worried about change. I think the split 4 guys tonight handled it really well with the one tyre change. That was the group I was probably the most worried about dealing with it, because I know everyone else is up to speed with it. I just got to say, you know, we've got to have a little bit of variety with what we're doing, because we don't have a little bit of variety, and if we don't do any minor amendments to get you guys thinking, we're all going to wind up with dementia going around the same track, looking behind the same car.
No, I think it was a great idea.
I seriously didn't mind it.
Yeah, like it's not going to be every race we do it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
but you know,
you've got to keep the series fresh. You can't keep the stale, same old, week in, week out, because that's when people do get bored and people go off other places.
Yeah.
So,
well, I know in our chat last night, like between me and Kedzie, I know you labelled me, Kedzie. What's up? But you know, we're like, oh shit, do we do the tyres first or second stop? I went first, he went second, and yeah, well, he got the jump on me. But it was a good variant. I didn't want it.
Now, yeah, it was a really good variation. Now, the other thing I'm going to quickly say as well, before I wind up, I think I've already dribbled enough, is keep an eye out. We are organising some more merchandise. I think we've come up with a way of doing it where it's not going to be labour intensive for management, and it's not going to be a case of chasing everyone around to get things sorted. It'll be as simple as basically doing it in a shop or an online store. So keep an eye in Discord for the merch channel. We will start to get some things dribbling into that shortly. The guys at LGC Images are going to put it in their online store for us. And everything will be managed through that, which I think is an absolutely sensational way of doing it. Means that we're not tied to number of orders. We're not tied to small orders or large orders. It'll start small. We'll build it up. It's basically working on the lines of licensing our logo with that way of doing it. So keep an eye out for that. When that starts to come out in the next week or two. Yeah, I think we've got some good things that are going to come out of that. So keep an eye on that one. Huge thank you, of course, to Watto. It's some ungodly hour over the other side of the ditch. He's over in the future, so who's going to win the footy tomorrow? The other one.
Tesla numbers.
What was that?
I want Tesla numbers.
I'm not that far ahead.
And of course, a huge shout out to you as well, Mark, for jumping in. Huge shout out for everyone in the chat. Like, still 44 people there. I told you to get over 50. Still 44 people out there. They are definitely a reason why we come and do this every Friday night. Enjoy having everybody in the chat and getting involved. Don't be scared, guys. If you are in the chat, you are more than welcome to come and join us in the box on a Friday night. Get the conversation flowing. Definitely welcome to do that. And, of course, want to thank our management team, and they are doing a great job. Big step up by Bruce and Dave. Of course, myself and Scotty are still extremely busy, but having those guys in there now helping us has been a really well and truly lightened the load a little bit for us. Want to thank, of course, the great work that is done by our committee. Those guys work tirelessly doing things like race sets, all of our social media, of course, all of those graphics. I know Reg does the best he can, and we make it hard for him by doing things like an Anzac round with all new liveries. If you haven't submitted your livery on his form, please do. Makes his job 10 times easier. And, of course, the other one, thank all the drivers as well. They do a cracking job. I know we're a diverse league. I know we've got guys been around for a long time, guys have been around for a short time, but it's the comradeship of this league that makes it work. It's the banter. It's being able to have a laugh with each other. And at some stage having a beer with each other as well is also pretty bloody good. Yeah, that's what keeps the league driving forward more than one stop or two stop, one set of tyres or two set of tyres. They're the things that keep this league driving forward. So please, everyone, just remember what the key thing about the league really is. That is, you're not running around with a bunch of 15-year-old kids. You're running around with a bunch of like-minded people, like-minded ages, like-minded life situations. You know, there is one thing that I still want to eventually get up and running, which I will get done at some stage in the back half of this year. You know, this league is unique. The people in this league are unique, and there's a lot of life stories and a lot of life history, and a lot of interesting stuff and interesting people. You know, and we should really be celebrating each other and celebrating what we do here. So anyway, that's it, and I will move on. And just laughing at Mikey. Mikey is definitely, I'm new here, I'm making a joke. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's shit. Love it. Anyway, older kids you mean. Keep them coming. On that note, guys, I'm laughing too much now, so it might be time to wrap this up. So, yeah, we will see everybody again next Friday night from just down the road from my joint. So looking forward to that one, and we will see you all then. Thanks for watching, guys.
Gotcha.
Using the RaceKraft PT1 custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a RaceKraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The RaceKraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.